What is up? Oh man, that's like right across my thing there. Okay. Anyway, what is up, fellow questers and gamers and painters? So, I had a little bit of, first off, had a little bit of a medical issue on Sunday night, so I missed my stream on Sunday night. For anybody that, missed Luke's stream Sunday night when he talked about it, I have a seizure disorder, and we were at my grandmother's for a cookout on Sunday, and when I woke up, I was feeling kind of off and weird, and then it just kind of progressed as the day went on, and so after that, I definitely did not feel like streaming. I definitely was very tired and very exhausted and just sore. And I'm still sore. My legs still hurt from that because it had been. I think we were trying to determine when the last time I had one was, and it was either when my oldest was an infant or I was pregnant with my youngest. I can't remember. But anyway, it's been like 3-4 years almost since I had one. And so it was a pretty nasty one. And it was, I screamed, I guess, during it. My mom told me I was screaming while it was happening. And I don't ever remember, while it's happening and then afterwards for a little bit. I don't remember. A few minutes before while it's happening and then afterwards for a little while. I'm pretty fuzzy. So last thing I remembered was my youngest wanted me to turn something on TV for him, and I went in and sat in my grandma's recliner, and then I had paramedics in my face. So we already have Gohan here. How's it going? And Justin, they said hi and yo, and then Gohan said, we're just glad you're doing better, and I am glad I am doing better as well. So tonight, the other night while Luke was streaming, I did some Mountain Orcs. I'm starting to get into the other monsters because I finished the main heroes that Luke had, the pile. I think there was 11 of them total, and that's not including like the demon forms and stuff like that of the other ones. And I think so I got through all those finally. I finally got Robert Tylan done. He was the last one, the Berserker. Got him done, and then I worked on some Mountain Orcs the other night and got those done, and they look like this guy, and they're over there. I'm not going to have them over here for tonight to show you guys, but I will finish this one, and they're going to end up looking like this one. So I have one more of this one to do, and then some of like the beefier Mountain Orcs to do. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. I got you guys. Berserker. Yes. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm going to get some music started, and then we'll get to painting here. Yes, I'm glad that I was down here last night while Luke and Justin were streaming, and we started making Clerk references to the Berserker thing. And that was pretty funny. It's been a long time since I've watched Clerks. So, all right. So over here, right. Whoop! I'll just knock that over. Right here is my paints for this stream. Make sure you guys are angled exactly where I need you to be there. All right. So these guys, the Mountain Orcs, have pretty like foresty colored skin, and I chose this forest sprite for their skin color because, makes sense. They're Mountain Orcs. They're going to be up in the, foresty areas where lots of trees and stuff are. Go ahead and says, very not safe for work. Yes, that is very true. It is very not safe for work. And so they've got like a darker green skin tone, medium green, kind of around there. And then just like darker toned clothes, yellow eyes, white teeth, that kind of stuff. So let's get into it. I'm going to just do this guy first and then move on to the bigger guys because this is the last one I have right now that looks like this guy. I think this is one of the original orcs, and so we're just going to go ahead and get started on that. I already got them primed, dry brushed, and the skin tones done. So I think we're going to start with this guy's like main clothes, and I'm going to choose like for clothing colors. I got this burnished red, this burnt moss, murder scene, and Beowulf blue, and that's what I'm going to use to paint this guy's. Now the bigger orcs don't have so much clothing like these smaller orcs do. They got like just loincloths, essentially, that are going to be like these 4 different colors. Go ahead and says, I will talk Kevin Smith movies anytime. Yes. Love me some Kevin Smith. For sure. I think I was with my ex when I saw all those movies, like, for the first time, and that was, gosh, oh my gosh, that was going on like 20 years ago. Wow. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. Wow. Makes me feel way older than I am. Yeah, I actually, when I was in the hospital for this seizure, I was in there and the nurse came in and talked to me, and she asked me when the last time I had one was. And so I told her, I said, I was, it was 3 or 4 years ago. And she goes, were you of age? And I was like, yeah. I was very much of age. She goes, well, you don't look that old. And I'm like, well, I'm older than I look, or I'm young. I look younger than I actually am. So I was like, thank you. That makes me feel nice. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this guy's clothing. And I noticed with these guys, now the goblins didn't have this, but these guys have got like chainmail underneath these, whatever this is. I mean, I guess it's not really a shirt and pants, but I don't really know what else to call it exactly. So we'll just say shirt and pants for now. We did try to set up the webcam, kind of like how the angle was with Justin last night, to where it would be more pointed out that way. It would be pointed out that way and kind of like over my shoulder. But because of the lighting that I need to have, it just was a big like white blur and you couldn't even see what I was doing. And I'm like, well, that's not going to work. So we're still trying to figure out like a better angle essentially to be able to do this in, to where you guys can see a little closer and not upside down, which me and Luke talked about that the last time actually, to invert this so that way it's not upside down. And I completely forgot about that till just now. And if Luke is watching, if the kids are asleep, you should come down here and help me fix that real quick if we can. Gohan says, same, if I shave I look like I'm still in my 20s, I'm told. Yep, and I think that's how Luke would look too. If he ever completely like fully shaved, he would also look way younger than he does. People are always surprised when they find out that Luke is actually like 2 years younger than me. They're always surprised by that because he looks so much older than me because of his, his beard and stuff makes him look a lot older than he actually is. Makes him mature looking, which I don't mind. Now, I will say when I was younger and stuff, I did not, when I was in my early 20s and when I was like teenager and stuff, I was not fond of beards. I mean, I could handle it on certain guys, but I wasn't really a fan of facial hair. But then, like, as I got older, that kind of changed, and now I like it. So, yeah, I think I started the music. Luke is here. He said, did you start the music? Doesn't sound like it. Let me look, because I thought I had. Yeah, it's playing. So, if you guys can't hear it, there's something else going on then, because it is playing. Okay, Luke said he changed some settings and he bets it isn't working. So yeah, it's playing. It shows it's playing, but apparently whatever the setting was that got changed isn't allowing you guys to hear it. Darn it. Well, we'll see if we can fix these technical difficulties here. Not really a huge deal, but... Okay, get back up here where you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm thinking one of these upcoming quests maybe... that Luke does, maybe I could be the one that guests and plays if we can make sure that the boys are in bed asleep, because I do miss playing. I really do like playing the game. Okay, he says one kid is still not asleep. We'll come down after he knocks out. Okay, alrighty, that must be our oldest, because I know that our youngest is asleep. So alright, go ahead and paint the guys. It's not really pants, but it kind of looks like pants. So, go ahead and says always one, and Luke says literally, yep. It's always one of them. Very rarely do they both ever go out at the same time and stay that way. Never works out for us that way when you got more than one kid. They're always polar opposites most of the time. Which is fine. Sometimes I wish they could be a little bit more alike, depending, like, personality-wise, but they are definitely night and day, that is for sure. Okay, so we'll get this guy done, and then, like I said, we'll work on the bigger orcs. I really like painting these guys because they're pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot on them, and they don't take that long to do because there's not too much involved with them, and they still look pretty cool when they're done. Now, the goblins, like I said before, especially when I was still painting the goblins, they get a little bit tedious just because they're so small and there's so much detail on them, especially the new ones. But these guys, the older models, are just pretty straightforward. There's not really a whole lot to them. They got some nice little details to them, but there's not like a whole lot to them, which is nice. So, I like that. But, yeah, maybe over the next couple of nights, depending on, maybe on Friday night, if we can get the boys to sleep early enough, then maybe I can actually play the game and play a quest or two. We talked about last night the quest. I don't remember what the name of the quest is, but the quest where you go to get all that gold and then it's not actually real gold. That quest, there's a lot of these. Me and Luke have started this game 2 or 3 different times and have played it 2 or 3 different times, like starting over and with my characters and stuff. And I have a hard time remembering, where the doors are and what's in the rooms and stuff. I can't remember that, but I remember that quest, and I hate that quest. Going says on a Friday, LOL. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take a drink real quick, guys. Okay, so I got his clothes done. So now I'm going to use this Bony Spikes color to paint his teeth. And then I noticed when I tried to paint their eyes, the other ones that look like this, I didn't paint them white first. Like I started to paint it and it just wasn't coming out well. So then I put a coat of this white over it first and then put the yellow over it. And then it showed up really good. It showed up really nice. And then Justin's wife is here. She says, we did that quest the other day. Yeah. How was that? That was fun, wasn't it? Oh, man, that made me so mad. I wish, like Luke said, that we could have had my face on camera when I found out that it was all for nothing. And I'm like, I don't ever want to play this game again. Like, I'm done with this game, at least for a while, because I'm real salty about that. I was very unhappy when I learned that. I was like, this is not fair. Okay, so now we're just going to do his teeth. His little, like, spiky teeth he has sticking up here out of the bottom of his jaw. And then his eyes, I'm going to start... oops. There we go. And then I'm going to do the eyes in this color, and when they dry, then I'll put the yellow over top of it. So... yeah, I was not a fan of that quest for sure. I was real salty about it. Because at first I thought, that he was just messing with me. I was like, oh yeah, haha. And he goes, no, really. And I'm like, who wrote this quest? Who wrote this quest? Because I was so upset about it. Justin said, fighting the Witch Lord now. Ooh. Well, maybe if you have a Gramina-like character, they'll one-shot him like she did the other night. That was so awesome. Gramina is actually a character that I invented. And every single time we have, like when I restart the game or we have restarted or anything, my female my female dwarf is always named Gramina. Like she's and she just keeps going. There's no detouring away from my female not being Gramina. Actually, there was two of them. I don't know if Luke's ever talked about this, but I had the male dwarf and the female dwarf were brother and sister in my story, and they were Grum and Gramina. But Gramina is the one that always stuck. I don't know why. But my male dwarf is also always Grum. So we got Grum and Gramina. They were twin brother and sister. So they were my favorites. Alright, so now I'm going to use this enchanted steel color for his chainmail that's on the bottom there. And then he's got like this little wrist brace right here. And the middle of that is also going to be this enchanted steel color. Which this is a nice, like, kind of like dark silver color. It looks really nice. I like this color a lot. Especially if because around the wrist bracer on the outside is going to be like a polished silver. It's going to be a brighter silver. And so it looks really, really cool when you have them next to each other. Excuse me. Okay, you guys can still see. Okay, good. I'm going to try to keep it as close to the camera as I can to where you guys can see what I'm doing, but also so I can also see what I'm doing. As best we can here. Got to work with what we got for right now until we can figure out a better solution for this. Because Luke pointed out, because our original goal was to go and get, when we build up some extra money, was to go and get a GoPro that I can kind of like wear basically like on my head. Or strap it onto me somehow to where you guys can see it. But if the light is going to be so bright that you guys can't see what I'm doing, then that's not really going to make a difference. It's not really going to help us much. So I'm not sure what the solution is yet. I don't know anything about getting the lighting right on cameras and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to try to figure this out as best we can. See what we can do with it. Yeah, after my seizure on Sunday, I basically just was upstairs, and the last few nights while we've been waiting on the boys to go to sleep, I've just been playing. I finished the first Horizon game and went to play the second one, but it's not on our... We have a PlayStation like subscription to where we can play the monthly games and stuff, the PlayStation Premium or whatever. And that's how I first played the Horizon games, and I really liked them. They're really fun. I hadn't played them for a while, and I thought that, I feel like playing that. And then the second one is not on the premium store anymore, so I'm like, well, now I got to figure out a different game to play. And lately, when I've been scrolling through TikTok, I've actually seen a lot of people playing the game Days Gone, which is kind of like a zombie end of the world apocalypse kind of game. And I have already played that one as well, and I thought, that actually, I haven't played that one for a while. That sounds fun. So that's what I did. Basically every night while I wait for my kids to go to sleep is just sit there and play Days Gone. So now I'm using this ruddy fur for his shoes. The bigger orcs don't really have much in the way of like leather and stuff like that on them, I don't think. So they're going to have more of like the enchanted steel color and the polished silver color. They don't really have shoes so much as like these big like metal looking plates on their legs and stuff. I'll show them when I get to them. But these guys have got shoes. So going to make a ruddy fur is the name of this color. And it's just like a real nice, like, kind of like a medium brown, but a different like medium brown than the hardened leather color. It's more of a lighter / medium depending on how much you use. So we're going to paint his shoes, bring you guys more this way so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. I have a hard time keeping track of you know, the camera and exactly what you guys can see and stuff. So I want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. And so we are having a good time with you guys and have been having a lot of fun just hanging out with you guys, and it's always a lot of fun when we chat and stuff. I always have fun, you know, talking with you guys and while I'm painting and stuff, because it keeps me wanting to do it, you know. So without you guys, I probably would have already hit my rut and wanted to do something else and moved on by now. But I like being able to sit here on stream and talk to you guys while I'm painting. It helps keep me on it, you know. Especially moving on from the goblins to these guys, you know, to the main characters that Luke plays with, and now these guys. So what we're going to start doing next after I get through this set, after I get through the Mountain Orcs, is we're going to work on getting the dice bags filled that I made, that I talked about a few streams ago. And then having you guys help me pick, you know, which color should I open at the end of the stream, and that'll determine what I paint in each stream. Once I get these, we just wanted to wait until we got some like little cards that we could write, like Mountain Orcs and Swamp Orcs, and then so that way I know if I pull that out, then there's a group of those that I need to do versus just one at a time, because these guys will get a little tedious to do if I'm only doing them one at a time every so often. So when I open those up and pull out, you know, if I pulled out one of these guys, and then I would pull out a card that would say, you know, Swamp Orcs, or, you know, whatever the other Desert Orc or whatever, and then I know that I have a group of those to do versus just doing one at a time. So now I'm going to do his belt, and I chose, of course, my favorite brown, hardened leather. This is just a slightly different brown than the ruddy fur to get for his belt. So let's get that belt painted. And this guy is almost done already, because once I get the belt done, and then the weapon he's got and his eyes, you know, get the yellow painted on his eyes, and then any touch-ups that I may need to do, he'll be all done. And this essentially is exactly how the other ones that look like this look, only their tunics and stuff are different colors. But they essentially all look like this. I got a picture of them that I could probably show to the camera. Of the ones that I finished. And one of the things that I did do that I consulted with Luke about with these guys is the little skull that's on their waist. Right. So that little skull that's on the waist right there. It's just dry brushed. And I was like, you know, I don't mind the way that looks, because you can see the eyes and like the teeth pretty well on that. And if I paint it white, it's going to be hard for me to get all them grooves and stuff without messing it up too much. And so I was like, let's just leave them dry brushed. And he's like, yeah, I'm okay with that. That looks good. And so we just left those dry brushed on there. And I do think that came out well. Okay, so the next thing is going to be the handle of this sword, which is the Horde bronze color, and I'm going to have to move this or mix this up, because as I've talked about before with this color, the gold always settles on the very bottom of it, and so I got to shake the crap out of it to get it to mix up. So hopefully Luke won't fall asleep before he can come down here and kind of fix what's going on with the music, maybe seeing if we can reverse the camera so that everything is upside down for me but not for you guys on there. I don't know if we can do that while we're streaming. Might have to wait until, what is today, Wednesday? So I might have to wait till Sunday before we do that for me. Not a big deal. I just want you guys to be able to see better, you know, with it being upside down, what I'm doing exactly. So, been having a lot of fun painting. I've been sticking with it, which has been nice. I'm not getting bored with it, which is nice. I was afraid. That's one of the things that, you know, when we talked about doing the streams and stuff, and, you know, he asked me, you know, how many nights of painting do you want to do? And I was like, well, just a couple, because if I do any more than that, there's a chance that I'm going to get burnt out on it, and then like I'm going to come down here when I don't feel like it and I don't want to do it. And then if I'm painting when I don't feel like it, I'm going to end up making mistakes and, you know, and things like that. And so I was like, I only want just a couple of nights, so that way I can make sure that I stick with it. And then it's been really funny because a lot of the nights when Luke is down here streaming, I come down here and paint while he streams, like just because I feel like doing it, you know. And so that's been fun, you know, that I actually feel like doing painting and like that I'm sticking with it. It's been nice that my ADHD hasn't made me want to veer off into doing other things. So that's been really nice. I did have somebody message me. I had crocheted a unicorn for her daughter, and she messaged me and asked me if I'd ever done any Pokemon. And I said, yeah, I've done a few different Pokemon. And so we found one that she likes, and I actually had just remembered that, and I got to make sure I get that done before the end of this month. So something I need to start looking towards getting yarn for and all that stuff. So, all right. This is still, come on, there we go. I was like, I know there are the little, you know, mixing balls in this. I just don't hear them. There we go. I feel like I'm blubbering right now. Not blubbering, but yammering, I guess. Yammering? Am I yammering? Alright. I think that's pretty good. Doesn't have to be super mixed, just enough. And I only need just a small amount for right now for this guy. Now I'll probably need more when I get to the other guys. But for right now, for this guy, I just need a small amount. So, let's get his handle painted here. This guy. Hey Luke, if you're still in here, is this guy newer or is this still just one of the old guys? Because I feel like this guy is a little bit bigger and more, I guess, put together than the other set that I did. But I can't imagine that this would be a new guy too. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. Old guy. Okay, this is an old guy. Okay, he just seems like he looks more new, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. He just looks more newer than the other guys that I did. That I've painted so far. Okay, and then we'll let that slightly dry, or well, not slightly dry, but let that dry. And this this shade, for some reason, is always, the first coat is always really pretty thin. So you can still see the regular miniature like underneath it coming through the original. So we'll let that dry a little and then we'll put, you know, another coat on it, essentially. Okay, so I want to go ahead and do his eyes. Might as well go ahead and get that done. So I've chosen this Ancient Honey color. And don't need this one shook up too much, just a little bit. I only need just a little tiny bit here. Oh, but I do need to clean the tip of this one off because it's pretty matted up around the top there. So, all right, let's get his eyes painted. I really think that painting them white underneath and then putting this yellow on top really helps their eyes to stand out a lot better than just straight up painting them yellow, because it blends in with that green and then it doesn't really show up as well. And I'm pretty sure with the goblins I did not do that. I did not paint them white first and then put the yellow on. But look at that. Look at how better that comes out when they're white and then painting the yellow pupil in there. That looks so much better like that. Wish I had thought to do that on the goblins. Okay, and then I think there was just... I'm going to get just a little bit of green because I did paint that one tooth just a little bit too thick. So I want to thin that up again real quick. Ooh, this one also has a lot of paint like on the cap and stuff. Wow. Hang on, guys, because that's a mess. That's a pretty big mess, actually. Let me get some of that off of there. Throw that away. It's such a waste. I hate doing that because it's such a waste when that happens. Oh man, it was all on the cap and stuff. Alright. That paint kind of busted a cap on me. Pardon the... Tried to make a pun out of that and probably failed in it, but it's fine. It's fine. It's all good. Alright, there we go. Oh, I think I hear Luke, so maybe we can get this taken care of here. Alright, I'm going to fix the one side of this tooth. Just to kind of thin it back up because it's a little thick and I don't like that. There we go, that's better. Hi! Luke has joined the ranks here for a minute. Okay, so then the only thing I have left to do on this guy is that extra coat on the handle and then the silver. And then he'll be done other than his base. What was I doing? Silver, okay. Oh, God, I can't remember anything. Got green paint just everywhere.
Hand me the mouse and keyboard.
Hang on one second, guys. 1 second here. There you go. Mouse and keyboard. There you go.
Justin says they didn't one-shot it. Took everything they had.
Oh, man. Well, you're playing, like, by the real rules and stuff, though, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, man. Did you get him, though?
Must have.
Who took him out?
Yeah, who took him out? Yeah. I don't know why I'm repeating. They can hear you.
It's usually the opposite.
Right. Barbarian.
The barbarian. Okay.
The one with the spirit blade.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so...
Oh, that's right. The one with the spirit blade has to take it. Duh. Just ignore me. I'm fine.
Okay, music back now.
Luke's fixing the settings. Is this still recording over here?
Yes.
And everything? Okay, alright. Cool. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to work on the polished silver that's on his wrist bracer thing and his sword. So, let's go ahead and do that. Gotta be really careful around the wrist bracer though because this is pretty thin. So I gotta be careful.
Hey, there we go. Screen flipped.
Alright. And you will be able to fix that, right? Because I don't know how you did that just now.
It'll stay that way.
Okay. Well, I mean when you go to play. Or whatever you do on, whatever you're going to do on Thursday.
Good point.
It'll go back, right? You can fix it?
I'm not sure. We'll find out.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah, that looks a lot better. I'm kind of frustrated we didn't think of doing that in the first place.
In the first place? Yeah, I don't know why we didn't think of that.
Still,
I mean, I thought of it, but I didn't think it was like we could fix that. Like, I didn't even know we could do that. I know nothing about technology and nothing about cameras and stuff like that. So for me, I know nothing of what I'm doing most of the time.
Still, like, off camera a lot, though.
Is it this way?
Yeah.
Okay, how's that? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I need to actually go just a little bit more that way because I need the light. So maybe we won't need to do anything else then? As far as... Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Somebody
That
tell
is
us in
so
the chat
much
if
better.
the music's back.
Yeah, let us know in the chat here. Let me fix the thingy. If the music is back. Oh. It says you want to use the audio device iPhone microphone.
No.
Again. Here. Well, you have the mouse, so I can't.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to give it back to you because I can't see it.
Here.
I wish we wouldn't do
Just
that.
here. There you go. There we go. We got it. All right, Justin said it's back.
Okay, good. I mean, good that we fixed it, not good that the thing I thought we were doing didn't do what I thought it was supposed to do.
All right. There we go.
As per usual, whenever we try to change a setting to make something better, it just makes it worse.
Yeah. Got it. Thank you. Thanks. You're so handy.
I do have 2 of them.
Nah. You, sir, are a joker. Ha! Luke played a little bit of the stream just now, and it repeated what I said just now. Because there's just a slight delay.
Yeah, there was a night I was working on the computer that we have on the first floor, and I was trying to watch the stream while I was working.
Yeah.
But I had to turn it off because I could physically hear you down here talking, and I was hearing the stream audio, and it was awful. Couldn't do it.
Activating things.
Yeah.
Like, nope. Can't do that. Can't concentrate when that's happening. Okay. I wonder... Okay, so I need to come over here. So do I need to pull this? Yeah, more this way. There we go. Okay, maybe that'll be... There we go. I think that's a little better. What do you guys think? That's better? Is that a little better? I think that's better. Okay. Alright, so then I'm going to go back over his hilt now. The hilt of the sword. Because I feel like that... This paint, again, like I've said before, it's just speed paint. So it really does not take long for it to dry at all. So... That is nice that it's like... Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. I love your face. There we go. I think that looks better. That looks much better. Alright, so I think I just got to get this guy's bass done. Huh. Bass guitar or bass of operations? Okay, Justin says music is low, but it is back. It's fine though. Okay. Alright. Don't want it too loud. Unless you guys want to just drown out everything I say, which that's fine. Because sometimes my own voice annoys me, so it's fine. I don't want to hear me either. I'm just kidding. I have the voice of an angel, and you all love it. Okay, so just a little bit of black. And then this is what I've been using. This angled brush here is what I use as like a base brush. It works really nice on these square bases. I love these square bases, and I wish that all the new models had square bases, because the square bases are so much easier to paint than the round bases, and I love them and wish that they all were square bases. I think that the square bases just look nicer. Be careful around the thews. So other than just Mod Podging this guy and sealing him, he is done. Look at him. There it was again. Luke, if you're back, did you hear that? That little boop boop? It sounded like this camera over here. Now maybe it was just... Maybe it's the phone. The phone, that we're like watching this off of, is my old phone. Maybe it's my old phone making that noise, which that's an entirely plausible possibility. Alright, so there he is. He's all done. And most of the other, like I said, the other Mountain Orcs that I did like this, the only difference between them was, again, the like, whatever their clothing color, whatever that clothing that is that they're wearing was different colors, and then they had different weapons. I think one of the other ones had a sword like this, and then one had, what was the other thing? Most of them had a flail, and then one had a sword like this, and then there was one that had a different weapon as well. What was it? Was it just like a dagger? Maybe it was a dagger. I can't remember. Anyway, but this is essentially what they all looked like, was this. So, wow, there he is. All right, we'll set him off to let him dry, and now we're going to get into the big mamma jammas. So we've got this guy. Oh, I don't have to hold it upside down anymore. I forgot. So we've got this guy. Where is the camera? Right there. So we got that guy. We've got 3 of that guy. We've got this girl here with the long, luscious flowing locks there, which I feel are, it's kind of weird, but you know, whatever. And then we got this girl here, which as well has hair. Again, I feel like it's kind of weird, but. And then we got this big guy with an axe. So, as you can see, a lot of this guy right here, he's got, see how he has like metal. It's mostly like armor and stuff on his legs, on his arms, on his chest, right here. But they do have loincloths. So the loincloths will be those 4 different colors that I showed earlier. But mostly it's going to be probably the enchanted silver. And they have a little bit of a design on their swords that I'm probably going to paint maybe gold. I might do gold or the bronze color. So we're going to start with these guys. First and foremost, before I do anything else, I'm going to do the eyes. Because these guys' eyes are a lot smaller. A lot smaller. And I can't tell if these guys have teeth. I don't think these guys have teeth. Or do they? Maybe they do. Hang on. Maybe they do. Okay. I know the girls have teeth. And this guy has teeth. So I'm assuming that those little lines right there are teeth. So we're going to paint them in. We're going to paint teeth on them. And I still have a little bit of this white here. I think... See if we can't mix it up here and get it thinned out here, because it was starting to dry. Alright. Let's, that might be a little too thin now. Let's just see. Let's see what happens. Okay. Alright, yeah, I think that that's a little too... loose now. It's a little too liquidy. So let's pull that back up off of there, and then just do a little bit more of it. Made it too loose, but that's okay. Easy fix. Just get a little bit more here. All right, and again, this color is called Bony Spikes, and now it's, you know, it's backwards, but it's fine. Okay. So, yeah, that's a lot better. There we go. Alright, and then their eyes, like I said, their eyes are a lot smaller. So you gotta be careful. just going to go ahead and paint all the teeth and eyes. Just so that way the paint doesn't dry on me again. Make sure that I'm trying to stay in focus here. Justin says, so the PC game doesn't give the end of game story, so I pulled out my physical copy and read it, and like, yay, our efforts amounted to basically nothing. Oh, that is too true. That's too close to real life, man. Is that a little bit better? I feel like I'm fighting with my camera angles a lot of the time. Try not to. Now she actually has like the tusks or whatever, and also like actual like teeth showing. So I'm gonna use my thinner brush for that because her mouth is really, really small. So let's do that. It's the same with her eyes. Whew, like the smallest eyes ever. Wow. And she also has got a tiny mouth and tiny eyes. Oh, made that a little bit too thick, but it's easy to cover. The green covers easily that white. So whatever I overpaint on can easily be fixed. Not a big deal. Okay, let's try this big mamma jamma. Alright, my guy here. I think that looks pretty good. All right. Okay, so now I'm still thinking about, as far as like the color palette and stuff with this guy, like exactly what I want to paint. So I think he does have a belt, I guess. So that can be brown, the belt. And then I'm definitely thinking I want gold and silver on these leg plates. Or not gold and silver, but the enchanted steel and the polished silver on the leg plates. And then probably just enchanted steel on this chest plate here. And probably regular silver on the shoulder pieces. And then enchanted steel on the wrist pieces. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do the loincloth though. So we'll start out with the burnished red. The burnished red color. And we'll do the loincloth thing that he's got in that color. And then let's see, there's 6 of these. So I can do 2 in this burnished red, 2 in the burnt moss. I got 4 colors, so 2, 2, 2, and 1. So this burnished red and the murder scene are kind of similar. So I'll probably just do 1 of the murder scene color for these guys. Since how I only have 6 of them. Okay, make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay, nope, I need to move you back this way just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Remember what color I was on. Okay, so there's that. There we go. Okay, so that guy, and then maybe this one. I'll also paint the loincloth. Kind of just randomly pick them when they're going to be a little bit different. Painting awkward areas is always fun. Trying to see what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. Alright, so now we'll do the burnt moss color, which is kind of this blackish green gray is how it's described. Works for me. Alright. Okay. Don't need much of it, just a little bit. I'll grab another one of these guys. get just a little bit of green on that from when I painted the skin tone, so I have to fix that with a couple of coats once it's dry. Because this one's kind of thin, this color. It's a little bit thin, not too bad. Okay. Got it? I made it. Alright, and then we'll do, how about the big guy here? Oh, wait, no. I feel like this guy should be blue. Alright. Hang on a second. I'm thinking about this. I only have 6. Okay, I miscounted that. So, this guy, how about this other? No, her. Alright, this one is also going to have this color. Okay. Bam. Ah! And I touch it that way. Okay, so then I've only got 2 more now, so I'll do this guy in the murder scene color. Papa. Which again, we need just a little tiny dab of, not much at all. This is like a rich, if anybody was watching when I painted the Witch King. Witch Lord? Is it Witch Lord or Witch King? I always get them mixed up, but I know one of them is the Witch Lord is from Lord of the Rings, right? Or no, Witch King is from Lord of the I don't remember. I'm having a moment here, a blonde moment, just a nerdy blonde moment here. But anyway, I painted his robes this color. Before I remembered I had a dusk deep red color that I would have rather painted his robe in. And so kind of was like, darn it. But it's fine. It came out nice. Oh! Got some paint on his bracers. Whoopsie. Whoopsie daisy. Alright. That guy. And then this big guy. I'm going to do some more blue, which that dried over here. So I'm going to pull that off. And then put some more blue in that spot. Just a little bit. Don't need much at all. Just a little tiny bit here. To paint his blue. I can't decide. With this guy, I painted all the skin tone last night, and then I can't decide if this guy's chest and stomach is exposed or if he has like some sort of shirt on, essentially. It's really hard to tell with this mini for some reason. I don't know why it's so hard to tell. Because it really does look like it could be either. And I think last night when I was painting, I decided that it was going to be like some sort of shirt he was wearing. But I don't know. Now that I look at it, I'm like, is it a shirt though? Or is it his skin? I can't tell. Because their skin's pretty exposed on these. They got legs showing and feet showing and all that good stuff. So now I'm like, well, now I don't know what to think. It's fine. Alright, yeah, I think blue is good. That was a good choice for him. Okay, so again, yeah, I really do think he's got like just a chainmail looking shirt kind of thing. I don't know for sure though. Don't quote me on anything. Alright. Now that the loincloths are done, a lot of the rest of it's going to be the same. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do the hardened leather, like all their belts. I think I'm going to do that next. That's going to be next. Next. Okay. Just a little bit, because they don't have much belt shown on any of them. And I think really, I mean, maybe the handle here of this looks like it's wrapped, so I might make that brown as well. But other than that, honestly, I think the rest of it is all like metal looking. It's metally. Justin says we are working on our giant HeroQuest board. Alright. Definitely would like to see pictures of that when it's all said and done. Next guy. Oh wait, forgot I was gonna do the hilts of the swords because they look like they're wrapped, like leather wrapped. And I forgot already. I have terrible memory. I can't remember anything. So yeah, there's that. It's fine. It's fine. Who needs to remember things? Not me. Glad I remembered it before I moved on though. Accidentally, let the paint dry and then come back and be like, oh yeah. So now I gotta get even more paint out. I definitely have a few different like favorites with some of these colors, and I use them a lot more. So it's like once they run out, I'm gonna have to invest in the same colors again. I am really glad that I invested in these speed paints though, because me and Luke were just watching a video like before I really got into this, and I was trying to figure out, what's the best paints that I can use that's going to be like the quickest drying, because I don't want to have to, paint them and then like I can only paint a certain area and then I gotta let it dry and then come back to it. So we actually were just looking up different YouTube videos about people doing miniatures and stuff and seeing what their recommendations were and stuff. And one of the guys that we watched, he definitely recommended these speed paints. Said they were really nice coverage, they looked really nice, and they dried really fast. The speed paint, label is not a lie. That they dry very quickly and they look really nice. And so I went out and I invested in a kit, and I was really glad I did, because they absolutely are great paints, and they got great colors, and they dry so quick. So I'm a big fan of that, because then I don't have to just sit around and wait and take 3 days to paint one mini versus just a couple of hours to paint a whole bunch of different ones. So that's always nice. And even if they require a second layer, they dry so quick that putting a second layer on them is not a big deal. You can still do that in the same session, So that's nice. Okay, now this one's a little bit different. Her belt kind of comes up onto her hip here. Still in the back. And then it's not really around the front too much here on this side. So I'll just kind of hard to see underneath her arm what I'm trying to see. Okay, and then I think I'm going to make, oops, stay on there, these leg braces that she's got too. I'm going to make that color as well. Okay, so she's got like these straps that are down here on her legs. Okay, let's see. I guess the straps on the back of the leg should be these two. Also this color. It's like a little leather straps on the back of her legs here. Good. Hang on here. Oh man, I'm sorry guys. Trying to hold it up to my face where I can see it, but also not take it out of the camera shot. And I'm failing in every sense of the word. Do these guys have bracers on the backs of their legs? Like yes, they do. Okay. Well, we'll also paint the backs of the straps on these guys. That as well. You'll be able to see what I'm doing here. I wasn't sure about the brown straps at first, but now that I've done it, now that I've painted a couple of them, I think I do like it. So, I like it. One more guy to do the backs of the straps on before I move on to the other belts. Hoping to get these guys done tonight, and then maybe if I can get to the store tomorrow to get the labels that we need, we can start doing our mystery bags. And if we don't have enough people voting, maybe we could throw it in the Discord. You guys can vote that way, but if we don't have enough people voting, then I'll just, I can just choose it. It's not a big deal. I am easygoing like that, so. Alright, so I'm going to get just a little bit more of that brown because the little bit I got here is starting to get a little dry. Just a little bit more. So I got two more I got to put belts on here still and probably leg straps. Yep. Alright, so this one has the same kind of belt and like leg belt, leg strap that the other female did, so. Get that painted here. This one's belt shows a little bit more on this side. And the other one did. Okay, she doesn't have one on that side, which I'm surprised by. She does have them in the front. Actually has them pretty far up in there. Okay, and then around the foot here, she's got a strap. Ooh. Okay, yeah, that does come way back like that, doesn't it? Okay. Oops, I painted that one a little bit too far, but that's okay. Easily fixed. Okay, and then the side strap here. Okay. Lady Strange, Lady Strange. Okay, oh nope, she's got arm straps too. Well, she's just got them all going up in here. And she does have them as well. Oh man, this is going to be really difficult to see. Okay, maybe not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay, it actually wasn't too bad. She also has straps here. Shoulder straps. Alright, I gotta bend down in here. Oh man. That was very difficult getting down in there. What's this? Green. Nope, that's black. Okay. Couldn't remember. That's right, I did that for the base. That's right. The green was down here somewhere. Okay. I was going to fix her eye real quick, but that's okay. Actually, I think I am going to do that real quick. She's got a little piece on her shoulder, too, that I need to fix. See if there's not a big... Oh, God, there's still just such a mess with the screen right now. I don't know what is going on with this. Oh, that is messy, messy, messy. Okay. Goes right there, and then under the eye. There we go. There we go. That looks better. And I guess I might as well go ahead and fix any other eyes while I'm at it. Alright, let's check out this guy. This guy's not really too bad. This was the original one that I did, and then the paint was a little too runny. So we'll fix it right around his teeth here. Straighten these teeth up. Fix his eye just a little bit. There we go. That's pretty good on that guy. Let's see. This guy actually looks okay. This guy was just a little bit wonky up at the top, like where his eyebrow would be, essentially. That one had a little bit of a funny area on both sides there. Okay, that looks okay. This one, she actually looks okay, and then him. Okay, he has maybe just a little bit of the too much color up on like where his eyeball would be, or his eyebrow, I mean. His eyeball. Just ignore me. It's fine. And I kind of messed it up where his tooth is. Right there. Easy fix. There we go. Got him. I got him! Ha 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 ha. Alright. Now, I have an itch on my leg. Am I still doing... I didn't do his belt yet. No, I sure didn't. I finished doing all her belts and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So I just got this big guy's like belt and stuff to do. And he's on the bigger base, so it's kind of hard to see what I'm supposed to be doing because of that. We'll get him all fixed up here. Okay, so then he's got... Alright, and then he also has leg straps. I don't think he really has arm straps, but he definitely has leg straps for sure. For sure, for sure. Now, let's get the leg straps painted. And he actually has a strap down around his foot too, so. foot strap. Guess I need to check and make sure the others don't have foot straps as well. Okay, let's see. Make sure that I got all of this that needs painted here. So I don't want to miss nothing. Okay, and then like I said, I think that he just has... I'm wondering if almost this like... No, I don't think I want to make the shirt brown. No. Okay. If that is what he's wearing. I don't even know if that's a shirt. Maybe I could just paint it blue like I did his loincloth thing. We'll save that for last because I don't know what I want to do with that guy yet as far as that part. So now I guess we'll go back to this guy. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do the enchanted steel color, which was right here. Is that still wet? Kind of, maybe. Nope. Okay. Let's pull that off of there. Make room on our little palette here. Okay. Alright. So let's start with the enchanted seal color. We'll figure it out as we go. We got this. You know, I honestly am surprised that I'm not hurting more than what I am. Because I really figured that my, like, legs would just be screaming. But they're really not doing too bad. So that's nice. Okay. So I think I'm going to paint the frame of his leg plates in this enchanted silver, steel, whatever color. And then do the silver, like the bright silver inside of this one. And do it that way. Because I think that will look good. It's going to be a little hard to see up in here. Just because of the way that this is angled like that. Okay. It's mine? Okay, yeah, it is. Wonder if my light's starting to dim down on me here. I don't feel like this is as bright as it normally is. This guy has got bracers. And he has got, oh, shoot. He's got the brown on his bracers. Thought the other one did too. Well, crud. I can do those. I'll paint those after I'm done doing this. And he's also got, okay, nope, I lied. Alright. I'm figuring this out as I go. That's how you do things. You just kind of go with the flow while it's happening. Alright, so brown, because he also has straps. Which I said that and then forgot about already. And it doesn't surprise me at all. that I said it, and I was like, I'll fix that, and then I just didn't do it. That's that mom brain for you. I already had problems with my memory before I had children, and then after I had children, it got so much worse. Alright, let's see. So he's got 4 bracers here under his, like 4 straps to his arm braces. That is crazy. Go. Now on the other arm is all this. Part of the bracer. And then that's actually the... Okay. So let me go ahead and paint this guy's straps real quick, and then we'll get back to the enchanted steel color. Okay. Just figure it out as we go. We're just gonna wing it. Got like 4 different songs stuck in my head right now. All like trying to vie for in front of my brain. It's very distracting. Justin says, me and my wife just realized our hobbies haven't changed much since kindergarten, playing pretend and doing arts and crafts. Which are both encouraged in kindergarten and preschool and stuff, so never lose your inner child, man. I feel like I lost mine for a long time. Long time, I was just kind of lost. Didn't know who I was. It's hard to find myself again. And then, you know, once you get out of high school and you start having to get quote unquote a real job and things like that, it kind of sucks the fun and joy out of your life when you just, it's so mundane and you're just like, ugh, is this how the rest of my life is going to be? It's just this. So then, you know, kind of lose yourself in that for a while. And then, you know, it's refreshing to be able to find something that, you know, you can do in your free time that, you know, even if you don't make a living doing it, you have fun with it, you know? Okay, I think that was the last guy. Does she have... Yeah, I guess she kind of has the straps on her bracer here. So I'll go ahead and paint that brown. Not really too much of one. On this side, she doesn't have one at all, but she does have this like armband thing. So I do think I'm going to paint that brown. Things that I didn't even pay attention to. You know what I mean? Then I'm like, oh yeah, I just now noticed that. Didn't notice that before. I think that's pretty good. Alright. I got her, yeah, okay. She also, I guess, kind of has straps under her shoes. So, I'm just going to check everybody's shoes. I think hers were the last pair I needed to check, but I'm going to check the other twos just so that I can make sure I got them done. Okay. Alright, I think I got it. I think. We'll find out. Alright. Straps? Yep, got them. Straps? Yep. Yep, got him. Okay, alright, good. Alright, back to the enchanted steel now. So I did his hip plates. So now I think... Okay, so I think I want this main piece on his back to also be this. And that's on his chest as well. So... Okay, and then his back piece as well is going to be this enchanted steel color. Just missed a little part of the belt there. There we go. Okay, and then the little, like, chain shoulder piece is going to be the polished silver. It's going to be the brighter silver color. Along with both the shoulder pieces. So there's like a chain that goes up over his shoulder, and then like an actual shoulder piece over here, and those are going to be the brighter silver. Okay, let's see. Make sure I got all the areas of this that I needed to get. Alright, and then... So I definitely think that because these are layered... Now, it was layered on his back too, and maybe I might paint the middle one the bright silver. I think I'm going to go back and forth because they kind of are stacked on his arm. So you see right here how it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So I might do every other and kind of do it that way just to break it up a little and not make it so mundane looking. Give it a little bit of a different texture and a cooler look, I think. So I think that'll be cool once it's done there. And then I'll have to use this guy for reference when I paint the next one to make sure I paint it the same. Because I won't remember. I'm bad at remembering stuff. Okay. So... yeah, I think that'll look cool. I think that'll look pretty good. Paint started drying on my brush. Okay, same with the shoulder piece here. And also do like a one piece enchanted steel and one piece polished silver. Just to break it up a little. Break it up, break it up. Oh, I missed some more bands on his eye. Crap. I can't. I'm just not on it tonight. I guess, or something. I don't know. Missed a couple more bands here. It's fine. Okay. Well, let me see. Do a little touch-up spot here. Right there. Okay. Now let me see the other guys. I also forget that. Yes, I did. It's fine. We're rolling with the punches here. Rolling with the punches. Ah! Just throw that. It's fine. It's my catchphrase. It's fine. It's fine if we throw the minis. Okay. Alright. Anywho, back to what I was doing. Okay. Back to this color. Alright, let's see. Okay, so the leg plates are going to be the same way. That's going to be the hardest part about this, I think, is trying to get the leg plates to look right without accidentally painting a whole bunch of other stuff. Here we go. Okay. Into this color. It's a dead man's party. Who can ask for more? Your body out the door. Ooh, doo, doo. I need a new paper towel, which I can just use this one. This one is all wet. Okay. Oh, got his arm plate over here. Can I get it? And that's above his hand here. Is it? Oh, it's almost 2 o'clock already. Wow, that is crazy. Doesn't feel like it should be already. Got that arm already. Okay, and then I think I gotta figure out this weapon. What colors I want the weapon to be. Definitely gotta figure that out. Okay. So I think that's pretty good as far as like the enchanted silver color. So now we're going to move on and do that again. I'm gonna get a little bit more of that. Add. Okay. So we'll just start with the arm here. Oops. I think I am going to just keep this, even though I'm kind of doing it every other kind of thing on the arms and legs. I do think I just want the chest piece to still be this one single color here. because the shoulder pieces are going to be the lighter silver. This one goes up pretty high. Come on. To that point, yeah. Okay, and then the leg piece was the top. Okay. That's what I thought, but I wanted to double check and make sure. Trying to make sure I keep these angled down enough so you guys can even see what I'm doing. But sometimes I gotta angle them up so I can see the tops of where I'm going. I want to be able to keep it, you know, as sideways as possible so you guys can see everything. But sometimes I gotta angle them up so I can see the tops of what I'm painting. Clean out the brush because I know that that is drying in there. Yep. And then we'll fix it. We'll fix it. Fan is making a funny noise. But not too funny, so it's not too concerning. bracers. The arm bracers. Justin says only 6 more pages to glue to foam board and we're done. All right. You guys got that done quick. Okay, and then his back piece. Oh, my foot itches. Okay. Oh, I missed a little piece on the side here. To check the other one, make sure I got that side piece. Because I got it on the other leg. Okay, yeah, let me check that real quick to make sure that I did get, yeah, I did. Okay, I got it on that one. Alright. Okay, so did I get all the enchanted silver color on this guy? I think I did. Of course, I say that, and then I'm like, oh no, I missed this piece. Okay, yeah, I think I did get it all on that guy. Okay, alright. So, now this guy. This guy's turn. Okay. Clean out my brush here. Okay. Alright. Start on this guy. Okay, it was the... He's right above the wrist. And down here. Fix my shoe. Or slipper, really. Not a shoe. Okay. And this side. Got an itch. And I'm gonna have to get some more of this paint again. This one is starting to get a little. There we go. There we go, that's better. Okay, and then it's the top. Okay. Wish there was a way I could put the camera like through the magnifying glass so you guys could see, you know, what I am seeing. Don't know how I would do that. Sometimes you wish you could just project, you know, through your eyes, you know, through a camera so that, you know, you could show exactly what it is that you're seeing. That'd be really cool. Back plate done, the shoulder plate, the arm plates. Okay, so now I need to do the hip plate areas. Some more paint. There we go. That's better. Not so dry now. Oh, can't really see what I'm doing next here. Oh, Justin said it's done. Awesome. I can't wait to see a picture of it. His bottom leg pieces are, yeah, on top. Can't remember that for some reason. Look at this. This is hard to see up in here. Okay, and then this piece right here. There we go. That's better. Okay. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Do need a little bit of green because I did get a little bit. Hopefully this isn't going to go everywhere again. Just get it out of the lid here. I don't need a lot. Just a little bit. Oops. I'll just throw that. It's fine. Probably make a collage of all the times I've went. It's fine. bit of touch-up work here. Of course, I guess I should wait to do that until after they're done. And then I can, oops, do a little bit of touch-up. Okay, so I think that's it for these guys. And now I just got to figure out the gals. Theirs are a little bit more complicated for sure. You know what, guys? It's 2:14, so maybe I might call it for tonight. Just because I got a big day tomorrow. I've been helping take care of my grandma, you know, because she's been bedridden and stuff, so I've been helping take care of her, and we've been going over pretty early, so I think I might call it for tonight, guys, before I move on and do anything else. Yeah, I think I might call it for tonight, just because I'm starting to get tired. I'm starting to get a little bleary-eyed, and my tailbone's starting to hurt and stuff now. So I think that we're gonna call it for tonight now. Let's see. And so I'm gonna be in between here. Justin says later. Thank you again for hanging out with me, and for anybody else that hung around and stuck around with me, and I had a good time, and we had fun painting. And these guys, of course, they don't look like there's a whole lot to them, but then when you really start getting down into the logistics of it, they have a lot more to them than it looks. A lot more tedious little stuff and things like that, especially if you don't want it just to be bland, you know. So I think I'm going to call it right there for now, and I'll probably work on these guys before my next stream, I about bet. If not, then I'll either finish these guys on Sunday night stream, or I will have the dice bags, and then we'll go into the dice bags and see what I pull out and see what's going to be painted for the next stream. Might do a poll on our Discord, which, you know, we have our Midnight Quest Discord, and sorry, I'm really tired, so I'm rambling right now, but yeah, so I might have Luke show me how to put like a poll in there, and then you guys can pick which bag that I could unveil if I get these guys done before Sunday. Not, then it'll be these guys Sunday that I'll be finishing, and so we'll go from there. And again, we're streaming every day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday is the Hero Quest streams where my husband Luke plays the game, and then Sunday and Wednesdays are painting streams, and then Thursday is going to be kind of like talking about, I'm not sure exactly, but talking about, you know, the development and things like that, and just getting different ideas and seeing what everybody's opinions and stuff are about, you know, what we could do, to improve and things like that. So, but we're going to call it for now, call it for tonight, so that I can hopefully get some good sleep tonight. And thanks again for hanging out with me, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night for our first, Luke, we'll see you guys tomorrow night for the first stream where we're talking about things and doing, I don't want to say consolidation, but I feel like that's the closest, I guess, to what I'm trying to get at here. You guys know. You get it. You understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah, okay, so we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you again for joining me. Peace out, guys.